Hello everybody and welcome to week 8 of the WPF Delta. This is our week 8 again our week 8 battle against Volume here today. We're just gonna jump right into it. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. We have a pretty intimidating opponent today. We have Iron Valiant, Hisuian Samurott, TERA Iron Boulder, Zapdos, Latios, Galarian Weezing, TERA Empoleon, Serena, Palossand, and TERA Crocalor. Obviously some of these are less threats than others are. Serena is not the biggest threat of all time. Palossand and Crocalor could be a little worse, but they all have their purpose. If I were to make a guess on what I think he's going to bring, I think Iron Valiant, Samurott, Latios, and Weezing are probably all guarantees. Iron Boulder is more than likely going to come as his proper Terra captain, and I think he could do either Zapdos, Empoleon, or Serena, really any of those. Samurott just has like a really decent offensive matchup here. I think it kind of just clicks sucker, it just clicks dark moves really into my entire team, right? Like if I go into BISHARP, it forces me to TERA because he could have Sacred Sword. Clefable doesn't want to take Razor Shells if it doesn't have to, because that extra boosted damage from its ability Sharpness is not something that Clefable ignores through Unaware, obviously. So it does take a very respectable chunk every time it comes in on something like a Razor Shell or like maybe a Smart Strike, which I believe it learns. I guess Rotom Wash and Garchomp can be pretty decent into it. And like the main thing would just be like, I think maybe Hisuian Samurott is like out of those four the one he doesn't have to bring. If he's going to bring Empoleon, maybe he doesn't bring Samurott and he just brings Empoleon, and that's all he feels like he needs. In which case I think Serena is pretty good offensively here. It's just kind of main way of dealing with Rotom Wash. So I would probably say his team would be like Iron Valiant, Iron Boulder, Latios, Weezing, Empoleon, Serena is probably what he'd end up bringing. I'm not going to make any guesses though. If I don't see Samurott, Zapdos, Palossand, Crocalor, like that would all be great. In this battle, I am bringing this I'm actually really excited about this team. I get to bring Tera Fairy BISHARP for this week, which does really well with just the following Iron Head, Terra Blast, Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch hits Latios really hard. I really only need that in order to hit damage or hit Palossand really hard, because it's more than likely not going to just like constantly heal up on me. It's priority for Iron Boulder. I just need Terra Blast to hit a majority of his team. Iron Valiant, Samurott, Latios are all hit super effectively by that. And then Iron Head hits Weezing super effectively, hits Serena really hard. Zapdos can't switch in on Terra Blast too easily because I think it takes like 50% to a SD Terra Blast if it's like max Fizz Def. Something, I mean, I'm sure I do way more than that, but like this is a really powerful Pokemon. This Pokemon's gonna hit it really hard. Otherwise, it's just pretty standard. I think I'm outspeeding like max speed or like min speed Serena probably, and then the rest was kind of forced into bulk. This is like barely surviving 3 hits from Iron Boulder's Mighty Cleave or something like that is what the investment here is doing. Otherwise just max attack. We have a Rocky Helmet Garchomp set, so this is in case he brings Hisuian Samurott lead. It means I can kind of just lead Rotom, which is going to be Choice Scarf, so I can always outspeed Samurott. So I can hit it with something like a modest Volt Switch and then pivot directly into Garchomp, because if he does go for Ceaseless Edge and he lands it on Garchomp, regardless if he has max HP investment or something like that, it should always die to the chip from Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin. I don't have much investment, but I have Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Dragon Tail. I'm basically 2-hit KOing everything on his team, aside like with that doesn't have like a respectable bulk and is not resistant or immune to Earthquake. So like Latios, Weezing, Serena are all going to be pretty powerful into me. Palossand is not something that I'm necessarily afraid of with Garchomp, and then Crocalor is obviously not really a threat. So main things would be Latios, Weezing, and Serena, which albeit are threats, but not anything that I feel like Garchomp's gonna have a crazy issue with. Weezing and Serena are probably the worst case, because at least Latios, I'm always switching on Latios, and it doesn't really want to come in on a dragon move if that's what I end up going for. So it still has to respect me a little bit. And then I'm just doing spikes. Investment's kind of crazy this week. I think I'm just barely faster than like Adamant Serena, I think, is probably what I went for here. Maybe Jolly Serena, just to be faster than it. And then I put a little bit into attack. I'm just bulky enough to live a Moonblast from Iron Valiant after rocks, if I'm not mistaken. And then the rest was pumped into physical defense, so I don't tank as much from Samurott. I have Protective Pads Meloetta with my iconic Psychic Relic Song Close Combat Triple Axle set. We're faster than Modest Zapdos in normal Meloetta form, and then when I go into Pirouette form, I am faster than Iron Boulder. Psychic hits Wheezing, which can be an annoyance for me. Relic Song lets me transform. Close Combat and Triple Axle hit everything on his team for really powerful damage. Almost everything is hit super effectively by this combination of attacks. Psychic is obviously not going to be very strong in the Pirouette form, but at least, hey, Iron Valiant special defense is like 60. It's really bad, so it still takes like 80% to a Psychic in Pirouette form, and I'm always faster than it. So this is Pokemon that's I'm literally expecting it to put in crazy work, but we'll see. Again, we have Choice Scarf, Rotom Wash. It's literally like the most standard Choice Scarf set. Volt Switch, Hydro, Thunder Wave, and Trick. We have Booster Energy Iron Moth, the most standard set possible. Fiery Dance, Sludge Wave, Energy Ball substitute with Terra Grass. Just Booster Energy Iron Moth again. By the way, Meloetta, Terra Fairy, just as same as BISHARP. So these are both Terra Fairy. He is Terra Grass. And then Talonflame is just a very standard defog set. I think these are kind of the main three that I'm looking forward to. The rest just needed to be standard so that I had something more comfortable. But that's gonna be the team. Let's get right into the battle. Hello everybody to what could possibly be the last week of the WPF Delta. This is my week 8 and again potentially final battle against Volume here today. He has Terra Fairy, Iron Boulder, and Terra Grass Empoleon. Kind of hoping I see that Terra Grass Empoleon come out. Terra Fairy, Iron Boulder could definitely become an annoyance, but I think it's probably there just for the offensive pressure of Terra Fairy like itself being good into Garchomp, because otherwise Garchomp is a very solid wall into it. Let's see, what is my good lead? I feel like I feel like Garchomp isn't that bad as a lead. I can kind of click Dragon Tail into everything. Actually, let's kick it off with Meloetta. I think Meloetta has a decent matchup into everything. Versus Garchomp, who's kind of only good into like Iron Boulder, forces it to Terrasilize, and Empoleon forces it to Terrasilize. Everything else just kind of doesn't care too much unless Weezing is like not Levitate, but I think it'll always be Levitate. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm very nervous. I'm not super pressed though, to be completely honest. Not super bothered by whatever could go on here. Meloetta into Serena. This is an offensive Serena and it doesn't have like, you know, a bulky spread or anything like that, then Psychic could be pretty decently powerful into it, but it just means I'm forced to take a knockoff. I just really don't want to do that. I could go out into Iron or into BISHARP right away, but if he clicks High Jump Kick could just be the death of it. I think Talonflame is a fine switch. I mean, I'm faster than everything on its own. Gale Wings is nice to have, but not necessarily the end of the world. I do think he probably switches out on a Talonflame. He might click U-turn here, for example. Maybe I just click Relic Song, potentially get a sleep here. I think Relic Song is a fine move to click here. Let's just click Relic Song. I'm not going to be thinking this one too hard. I don't actually think I have a chance of getting into playoffs. If I do, it's like specifically I got to 6-0 this guy, which I just don't think is going to happen. So we're going to play this, going to have a little bit of fun, but we're not going to be too pressed about how this goes today. How much is Serena going to do to Meloetta Pirouette? If he goes for Power Whip, okay. I don't think this is ever faster than me. Is it? It is probably faster than me. Yeah, never mind. Let's see, if I click Triple Axle here or Close Combat, then it does just drop for sure, because my Relic Song did around 40%. I want to say looks like around 40 to me. Close combat should be a pretty clean KO, but what if it's more physically defensive? Then that is definitely something I got to be cautious about. He could go Wheezing here. Maybe I just switch because I don't really want to bother about this. Go out straight into Talonflame, who isn't going to be faster still. Meloetta will take quite a bit from a Power Whip. It'll take like 50%. I don't really want to take that. I mean, let's just go Talon. I don't want Meloetta to take too much damage. It's still pretty decent defensively, just because it's like it has relatively good bulk in both forms, especially in its like physical or its original form. Yeah, and it had high jump kick, so definitely glad I swapped there. No burn is actually I'm Gale Wings. Maybe he'll believe that, you know, he should definitely switch here. I think clicking Roost isn't so bad. I probably just click U-turn though. I click U-turn and go out straight into like Rotom Waft. Hydro Pump does like 30%. I think that would be a pretty decent move to go. Let's just click U-turn. He's probably gonna switch. I just don't really believe he's gonna stay in. He might. Quick knockoff. Maybe. But I don't know. He doesn't want this thing to get burned. It does have a pretty decent defensive or offensive matchup into me. High jump kick did a lot of damage. I'm actually surprised it did so much. High jump kick does like 30%. How much did that do? 257 on Talonflame? It did over 100 damage. It's like max. It's like probably adamant, to be honest. He did stay in, and I'm faster still, so that makes me think my Meloetta was probably faster than you, big guy. I'm not gonna lie. That's annoying for sure. Can't go BISHARP. I guess I can kind of just go Rotom. I think Rotom's fine. There's just no way you click Power Whip. There's no goddamn way. Yeah. I guess if I went Chomp, that was definitely a good thing for him to do. I'm Scarfed. I should be always faster. I should just click Hydro Pump because Hydro Pump should be a pretty clean KO. I mean, missing sucks, but I'm definitely Scarfed, so there's a chance he probably acknowledges that. And if I'm not Scarfed, so be it. I'll just go right back out into Talonflame. I'll click U-turn again. I'm shocked he went for Triple Axle because Triple Axle has 3 chances to burn me. I mean, maybe he might be Covert Cloak on this. That's why he's not recovering any HP with like leftovers. He led with it so he doesn't get the chip. Hydro Pump, that should be a KO. Cool. He knows I'm Scarfed now, but that's fine. I'm not really too bothered by that. What does it really mean for him? It means he can go out into like, did he bring Latios? I think he probably brought Latios. It means he can go out into that relatively comfortably. He's just gotta take like what, 25% to a Hydro Pump if it hits. But what else does he go out into? He could go Boulder, but Boulder's never gonna be a threat unless it can outspeed. Yeah, he's gonna go Latios, as he should. Let's go right back out into either Talonflame or maybe Meloetta. I think Talonflame is probably the one to go out into because it lets me get a Brave Bird off, which is really, really, really good for me. I believe I do quite a bit of damage with that Brave Bird, like 43%, maybe not enough. I could go out into BISHARP, but if he goes for Aura Sphere, I'm pretty sure I just drop. BISHARP. Yeah, Aura Sphere is a guaranteed KO. Meloetta should not take very much damage to this. Aura Sphere does 20%. Draco Meteor doesn't ever kill. If it does kill, it means he's locked in. I'll go Meloetta. That's fine. This is kind of the Pokemon I saved it for, to be honest. Do I see Aura Sphere? Yeah. Not very much damage. You get to see if he's locked in here. I mean, I just go for Relic Song again. Relic Song is good into literally everything. So he absolutely just click Relic Song. If he goes for Draco, then I know he's not locked in. But that Aura Sphere did quite a lot of damage. I don't believe I've taken much chip yet, right? I took Rapid Spin. And I'm sitting at like 40. I'm at like 55%. That makes me think something's here at least to boost its damage. Or I guess Serena is probably just adamant. So this could be a kill here if he goes for Draco, thinking it'll kill, which it most definitely does. Yeah, all right, that's a kill on Meloetta. That's totally fine. This is a neutered Latios at the moment. It's very, very weak. I could just go out into like Iron Moth, but I think I am gonna go Bisharp. Bisharp threatens it out with a Sucker Punch. And I'm just gonna go for Iron Head. Oh, do I TERA and Swords Dance? I don't think I'm threatened by this. He probably does just go for an attack though. I think I TERA and Swords Dance because if I Terastallize, nothing on his team should be capable of KOing me. And I should always be able to get a KO, especially if he goes into like, what's his face, Wheezing. Probably a very obvious TERA, but what does he go out into? Like Iron Boulder does not come out because it's going to always be weak to the Iron Head. And obviously this thing's going to be a Violate, so Iron Boulder doesn't do any damage in the first place. It does like 30% with Mighty Cleave. 35% at most with Mighty Cleave if it's not adamant. So I don't think he stays in here. My guess would be he would go Galarian Wheezing right away. Maybe. He didn't bring Zapdos, so he can't switch out into that. This isn't really a Pokemon into me. I guess it has Flash Cannon. I'll be +2 though. Like if I was Throat Chop or something, and this was not a switch. How much does Flash Cannon do? 78%. On the Flash Cannon, I think I'm just gonna go right back out into this guy, because it means I can pivot pretty easily back into Bisharp if needed, because I'm just gonna go for Volt Switch or like Terras or E-Wave or something. Roar, okay. This doesn't have Flash Cannon at all. Go ahead and Garchomp, why don't you? Cool. That's not really what I wanted. I am gonna pivot back out. There isn't any hazards or anything, so I am just gonna go directly into Rotom. I got a scout for Ice Beam, particularly. I hope he switches, goes right back out into Latios, because I'm gonna hit that thing with a Thunder Wave. I absolutely want to paralyze that thing. Wheezing. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna click Volt Switch here, and I'm just gonna go out into Iron Moth. I'm going to hit Substitute, and then he doesn't really have a switch anymore. He knows I'm Scarfed, he might Fear Trick, he might switch out. It's also something that very easily could go down here. Pretty sure that one loss on what's-his-face, Meloetta, does mean I'm not able to get into playoffs, but I want to win a fight, man. My luck has been pretty bad this season. So let's see what he goes out into. Back out into Latios. Decent chip. I could go Talonflame and click U-turn and then pivot out into maybe Rotom again. I could go out into Iron Moth because Sludge Wave is a 2-hit KO, but if he has any sort of psychic coverage, I do immediately just drop. So maybe Bisharp with Terra Fairy is my move again, because Psychic Noise would be like a 50% KO. Obviously I threaten Sucker Punch. If he is like Calm Mind, that kind of sucks. But I think if he does go for Calm Mind, then I'm still out of range of any sort of KO. So Sucker Punch might still be my move. But hey, let's say he's not interested in setting up and he wants to switch out. I'm going to go for Terra Blast here. His only switch is Wheezing, and Polion still takes like 20%. Terra Blast is decent damage. Wheezing is still not something he wants to go out into, especially because I have Iron Head. So let's say he goes out into Empoleon, and it's going to take like 20% here. It's probably what's going to happen. That's also not a neutralizing gas Wheezing, I don't believe. I know it's Levitate. Luster Purge, he just went for it. Wow, that was a dead Latios, so I went for a Sucker Punch. So that's kind of wild. Kind of can't believe he did that. Oh, goodness. That's a threat now. I mean, Iron Valiant comes out, and if I see Iron Valiant come out immediately, I mean, obviously I just stay in, or I should justify trying to swap out, because, oh, I don't know though. Iron Valiant is still gonna take a decent hit from Sucker Punch, right? I mean, I'm +2, it'll take like 22% or something like that. Not a lot. Empoleon, I'm going to be faster than this. He's probably going to be able to kill me here. Do I go for Sucker Punch and just get the chip? I don't know if I need to bother. I think I'd probably just go right back out into Rotom. There's no reason for me not to. If he does switch out into something, I just paralyze it. Like Iron Valiant, I always paralyze Iron Valiant. Because if it isn't booster speed, he's just attacked again. Okay, that's fine. I mean, Terra Blast is damage, dude. Like, I don't know if that's what you want to be doing. Oh, BISHARP is just barely outsped by Iron Valiant. I cannot click Substitute here, unfortunately. I do think getting Chip on this will be very nice. So on the Empoleon, like Surf, which I always live, I think I'm going to click Fiery Dance. He has to be Hydro Pump or more invested. So, because I don't think Hydro Pump, even with no investment, kills. It has a roll. That's invested, though. It's very bulky. I got my special attack boost. He is going for Stealth Rock, which is kind of whatever, to be honest. Fiery Dance again. He's probably going to click Roar. He doesn't have Zapdos. He killed those Latios. He has Wheezing still. Like, Stealth Rocks could be nice for me to get with Garchomp. Ooh, that was big damage. It's Citrus, though. Okay. I don't know if that matters that much. I mean, Citrus is unfortunate, for sure, but it is what it is. Roar again. Kind of weird that he's not clicking Hydro Pumps, like, any of these times, but I guess it is what it is. Back out into Rotom. Rotom, probably unable to kill with Volt Switch. 60%, if it wasn't invested, like an offensive Empoleon, but into an especially defensive one, that isn't gonna do the trick, unfortunately. He has only physical attackers left and Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant, probably booster energy. Do I need this Scarf here? Maybe not. I think I click Volt Switch here. I think he pivots out because there's just no point in having Empoleon out right now. If he thinks it's valuable, he's gonna Terrasilize, and then if he Terrasalizes, I just go out into like Talonflame and click Brave Bird, which should always be a KO. That's gonna be big damage. It's to the point where BISHARP can't just kill with a Terra Blast, so I think maybe I just go into the Big Bird. Big Birdie probably does pretty good here. I could go out into Chomp. If he goes for Ice Beam, though, that's not great. Yeah, I'll just go Bird because there's no heavy duty boots, and to be honest, Bird isn't very great right now. It's impossible for me to really get the... Ooh, okay. That's interesting. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I'm faster than everything on his team unless it's booster energy, so it's not the end of the world for that. Definitely not. Did not expect that. Any booster energy shenanigans. I'm glad I didn't go Iron Moth. He has my better judgment of him just, you know, I really thought he was just going to keep spamming Roar for whatever reason. What do I see come out here? I guess worst case would be Iron Boulder, because Talonflame doesn't really do a lot to the Boulder. But I don't know, even into Talonflame I still get, or even into Boulder, if it's not booster speed, I still get Roost Defog up. Iron Valiant. Is it going to be booster speed? It is. Is it? Yes, booster speed. That's fine. I mean, I'm just going to look at Braybird here. If he tries to set up, then he is dropping, or not necessarily, but Talonflame is going to be doing a big hit into a booster speed Iron Valiant. My Garchomp should be able to live any one hit from Iron Valiant. If not, I do have BISHARP. I don't think it's going to be able to kill with a Sucker Punch, but maybe if Braybird does a lot of damage here, it could. He's just gonna go for knockoff. Get rid of it. Okay, that's fine. Is Iron Moth able to live any hit if he has Psychic, as an example? Psychic I can always live. Size Shock, probably not. But let's see if he's Size Shock. I think Volcarona is probably my only bet. I just click Sludge Wave here. Knockoff isn't the move, obviously, so he is Size Shock. There is a chance for me to live this. It's not bad. And I do live it. So that is a dead Iron Valiant with Sludge Wave. Pretty good, pretty good. Can't really say anything bad about that. BISHARP is still at a place where I should be capable of living really any attack. I can't think of anything that Mr. Boulder is capable of doing, if it's not booster attack. And then Mr. Boulder, I just go out into BISHARP and take the Iron Head. Or Mighty Cleave, or whatever he wants to do to me. Maybe he is Terra Blast Fairy. That would still be weaker, actually. So let's see what he wants to do. He's going to be able to do 114 damage to Mr. BISHARP with Mighty Cleave. Let's go out into the Boulder. The Boulder. He is booster. Is he booster attack or booster speed? He's also speed with Boulder. I desperately... actually, I'm not bothered by this, to be honest. I think I just click Energy Ball or Sludge Wave again. I mean, how much does Energy Ball do? 56% if he doesn't Terrasilize, and then Garchomp comes out and clicks Earthquake and does like 50% to it with that. I'm definitely not going to be able to... He knows I have Energy Ball. Sludge Wave is not likely to click. I think I'm going to click Sludge Wave on any... This is interesting. I'm going to click Sludge Wave. I think he's going to Terrasilize. Ooh, okay. He didn't Terrasilize, but he didn't also click any setup, so not bothered by that by any means. BISHARP, what are you at? BISHARP is at 154. After Stealth Rocks, do I drop? No. So I'm going to go BISHARP. And I'm going to click Iron Head. Oh, he has a 6.3% chance of KOing my BISHARP. I think the math there must have not been mathing on my out here. Yeah, 6.3% chance to KO with Mighty Cleave. I think he's probably going to swap out instead. Which means I think I win this match if he does just swap out, because he kind of needs the damage on BISHARP in order to claim it. If he goes out straight into Wheezing, then 2 Iron Heads is a KO. He has to deal with, you would have to be Rocky Helmet, which I believe I've learned he isn't. I can't think of if I hit Wheezing or not. He's got Terrasilize, and he's probably going to click Mighty Cleave, which, again, it's a 6.3% chance to KO here, unless he's Adamant, but I don't think he can be Adamant without dropping his attack really far for that booster speed. So, at most, he has a 19% chance to KO. Yeah. Iron Head is going to be a KO here. He's going to go out probably into Wheezing, is my guess. I feel pretty good about my setup this week. I guess I mean, I have to be, man. I don't know, my gameplay has not been great right now. I'm gonna click Iron Head, obviously, just get it out of the way. If he's Rocky Helmet, then I do drop to the Rocky Helmet. If not, I could flinch for flinch, or try and go for flinches. It's 50%. Is that a crit? Oh, he's Rocky Helmet though. Doesn't matter. I go out into Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash. Volt Switch should just be my play always. Just going for Strange Steam. I just go Rotom Wash. I'm not in range of 2 hits of Stealth Rock, so go Rotom, click Volt Switch, pivot out, do damage. It's definitely Levitate though. Again, I don't believe I have any chance of making it into playoffs, like at all. I think it's literally like 0% chance. But that's okay. I just kind of wanted to get the win this week. I didn't feel like going for a 6-0 victory. That's not something I have the urge, the drive to try and go for at every moment, because that's just stressful, and I have work, you know. Go into Chompy Chomp. Garchomp, definitely not able to take out this Wheezing because it is most definitely Levitate. If it's not Levitate, it's Misty Surge. If it's not, or Neutralizing Gas, and both of those bring up a prompt saying so. I mean, can I ever go Rotom here? I'm pretty sure no. No. Yeah, I just go for Stealth or Stone Edges. It's obviously Levitate. Stone Edge number 1. He's Pain Split though. Okay, sure. That's interesting. Stone Edge number 2. Pretty sure this doesn't KO. Yeah. Stone Edge number 3. Nice one, Garchomp. Good job hitting those. It's awesome. Oh, and he misses. Oof. That is not fun to see. That was probably his only chance of winning. I mean, if I miss my Stone Edge, then he's good. But I think Volt Switch should be in range here. I'd rather go for Volt Switch. Ooh, okay. Missing Stone Edge number 4. He's gonna hit Strange Steam number 3. Rotom, I believe in you, man. You can click Volt Switch and KO here. There's no way you can't. Max Special Attack Modest. I'd rather go for that than Hydro Pump. I mean, let's see what Strange Steam is capable of. I will be at 83 if he has any investment into Strange Steam, then, or no investment into Strange Steam, then it hits 96 at the most. 83 minimum Rotom. Strange Steam is a guaranteed OHKO, it looks like. Well, not quite. The 81.3% chance. I'm just gonna play Volt Switch. I'm not going for the Hydro Pump miss. Rather just miss out on the damage roll. Volt Switch is picking up the KO on Weezing Galar, which means week 8 is a victory to the Miami Masterpieces. That is probably my last game of the season, as I said. Don't think there will be an update video on whether or not I have made it into playoffs or not. That is a GG to Volume. His team was an absolute monster. Iron Boulder, Iron Valiant, Zapdos, Hisuian Samurai, his team was a threat. I felt like I had a pretty decent shot here just because BISHARP looks so goddamn good into his team. Only Pokemon that was really good into BISHARP would have been like exactly what he had in Empoleon. But I don't know. I could have played that better as well. If with my BISHARP, I just clicked like the +2 TERA Blast into it. I did like 40 something %. So that was a big hit if I ended up going for it with BISHARP. But again, that's GG's to Volume. I hope you all enjoyed my week 8 run, or my run of the WPF this season. I think it's season 16. That's how many seasons that they've been through so far. If you've all enjoyed, don't worry, more is definitely on the way. I'm a little inconsistent right now because my work schedule is kind of funky, but I should have a pretty interesting league coming up really soon. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.